The way we talk to our children becomes their inner voice. Over time, a parent's language forms the actual structure of a child's internal monologue. But the reality of daily parenting is physically and mentally exhausting. Between the sleepless nights and the constant demands, frustration builds. In those moments of high pressure, words can slip out that don't reflect how a parent actually feels. While an adult might yell simply to vent stress, a child's literal mind receives that momentary outburst as an absolute truth. They take these jagged, stress-driven comments and stack them into a view of themselves that is completely unstable and precarious. Fleeting phrases spoken in a second of anger can rewrite a child's understanding of their own worth for years to come. Harmful communication often begins with phrases that attack a child's identity rather than their behavior. These are the labels, calling a child lady or telling them they always mess up. When a child hears a negative label repeated, they begin to adopt it as a default setting. If they are told they are messy enough times, they stop trying to be organized because they believe being messy is simply who they are. Correcting this involves a specific pivot. You have to address the action in front of you while keeping the child's character out of the conversation. Instead of labeling a child as lazy, you describe the specific struggle you see. You might say, "I've noticed you're having a hard time getting started on your chores. Let's figure out how to begin." When you separate the mistake from the child's identity, failures become manageable. They are no longer proof of an inherent flaw, but problems that can actually be solved. But emotional suppression is just as damaging. Telling a child to stop crying or not be a baby demands that they shut down a natural physiological response. Labeling a child as too sensitive teaches them that their internal feelings are wrong. They learn that the way they experience the world is an inconvenience to the people they love. This creates a pattern of shame. If a child believes their emotions are unacceptable, they will stop sharing their internal struggles, leading to a long-term reluctance to communicate when they are hurting. Validation provides the alternative. By acknowledging that a child is upset, you prove that their feelings are seen and that those feelings have a right to exist. Validating emotions helps children develop the ability to regulate their own distress. It gives them the internal steadying they need to build genuine courage and emotional intelligence. Some of the most damaging phrases are those that weaponize love or use comparison, like, "Why can't you be more like your sister?" or "If you loved me, you'd listen." These statements frame love as a transaction, teaching a child their emotional security must be constantly earned through compliance. When safety is tied to performance, children prioritize others' moods over their own. They learn to monitor for disapproval, making self-worth dependent on external validation. You can break this pattern by making direct, neutral requests. Saying, "I would appreciate your help with this," sets a boundary without making the child's standing in the family feel like it's at risk. Removing guilt from discipline ensures that a child follows rules out of respect for boundaries rather than a desperate need to secure a parent's affection. Shifting this language transforms discipline into a form of long-term guidance. It moves the focus away from using shame as a quick way to get results and toward building a relationship based on respect. Perfection is impossible. Even the most mindful parents will eventually lose their patience and say something they immediately regret. When that slip-up happens, the most effective response is the parental apology. Taking a moment to tell a child, "I'm sorry I used those words. I was frustrated, and I shouldn't have said that," provides a powerful, real-world model for accountability. It demonstrates that everyone, regardless of their age or authority, is capable of making a mistake, taking ownership of it, and growing. Mindful parenting creates a secure environment. It allows children to grow into resilient adults who trust their own voices because the voice they grew up hearing was one of empathy and support.